Hi, my name is Rico Anderson, and I am one of the AAC SLPs at the North Vancouver School District. I'm going to show you how to use Nuvoice today. So Nuvoice is what's known as emulation software. So it's the same software that we might have on a accent, or also you can use this software if you're supporting a student using Words for Life, the communication app. What I use Nuvoice for is number one for programming, but number two, I also use it to make resources for my students. I have one student who really actually loves flashcards. And so I use it to make these for him. These are his flashcards from Unity 84 one hit, and he's now progressed to Unity 84 sequenced. So we need to make him a new set of flashcards. So we, like I said, we use Nuvoice for this, but we also use it for something fancy like this, where I made this icon family tree for the word drink. From there, I made a book about drink. So drink. And I make all my books on PowerPoint. I don't use anything fancy because that way, if you have like a photo of your student drinking, you can just like plunk it in and personalize a little bit more. And then like it doesn't need to be me that does that. I can just send this book to a school team and they can just kind of replace the pictures as they see fit. This is a student who is, sort of in an emergent place for language and just learning to combine words. So you'll see that the sentence length is quite short. So I'm thirsty, and I'm just underlining the keywords here that you can find in the drink family tree. I'm thirsty, I need a drink of water. Can I drink water? The word can is in there. So I wanted to make sure, or can I is in there. So I wanted to make sure that that phrase was in there. My drink is empty. I pour. Oops, I spilled. Almost full. Enough. Icy, fresh orange juice, freshly squeezed. Cool. So that's a little book. Let's see, what else do I have open here? I have this old document from PRC. I have no idea where I got it from, but I got it from a long time ago. What we're doing is as we go through the transition between 84 one hit to 84 sequenced, we're just kind of making sure that we hit all of the major vocabulary to make sure that we're not accidentally inadvertently skipping something. So we have done phase one. So he has all these words and we're now moving on to phase two. Maybe you can contact our PRC rep to get this. So let's do, get, and help. That's what we'll look for. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to show you how to set up Nuvoice. If you don't have this already, just Google Nuvoice print key Romic, and you should be able to find a link there. When you download it, it should open up like this. So we're going to choose the vocabulary. Today we're looking for unity. Sequenced 84. Super quick. And then I'm actually going to name this, that's fine. We'll say okay. Great. Now, if you are already in a vocabulary and you need to change to a different one, for example, I'm just going to quickly show you how to do that. So you would go into this toolbox in the upper right-hand corner, toolbox again, user area menu. For the most part, you're going to be supporting one student, so it's not going to really matter so much. I have a bunch of students using accents, but you might not. So don't worry too much about saving all of those in here. We're just going to replace a user area. You'll see what I mean in a second. So what we're going to do is we're going to erase one of these and replace it with something else. So what I'll do is I'll take the Unity 84 one hit spot. I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to change that into a predefined vocabulary, English, Unity, 84 sequenced. If you continue, all stored vocabulary in user area 4 will be erased. Do you want to do this? Yes. So what I was saying before, you can save up to 6 vocabularies in this software. You're not going to need that many for the most part. So I'm just going to delete something and like not even worry about it. So yes. And you have to type in replace. You can just do that with your keyboard. You don't need to use this on screen keyboard. Hopefully this will just take a second. Switch to this area. Yes. Okay. Okay. I know that we're in Unity 84 sequence because this is 84 buttons. Also, I know that this little guy is the guy in Unity. So we are in Unity 84 sequence. Now what we're going to do is use this software to basically type out some vocabulary words. We had decided on the vocabulary words. Let's see here, do, get, and help. Okay, so we go into vocabulary display options, write with icons. Okay, and at this point, I usually turn this way up to as high as it'll go. It's easier to have a large image and scale it down than to have a small image and scale it up. Well, that's how you end up with pixelated images. So I always get as big as I can. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to type do space, and the icon sequence has come up. Get space and help. I'm also going to show you that when I hit I, it'll give me a few different options. So what I can see is that this first one here is the pronoun, whereas these other ones appear to be the letter I, and that's not what we want. So we're going to select this first one, and I'm going to hit OK. I also think that if I hit can, it'll give me I can, right? Yeah, so sometimes it'll give you the phrase as well. Anyways, what we're going to do now is we're going to do File, Save and Open. And what this will do is it'll open as a rich text format, an RTF file in Word. So save and open. It'll ask you to save somewhere on your computer. I'll hit OK. It's going to be in my documents. I'm going to name it something. Just name it test for now. Okay, so now we are in Word, and this is the rich text format, RTF, of that document. So I'm going to show you a couple things in here. You can highlight these like this, copy, right-click, copy, and paste that into another Word document, into PowerPoint, whatever you wish. You can also resize these just by clicking on them and then see this diagonal yellow cursor. Sorry, my cursor is giant in yellow because I like it that way. But this diagonal cursor in the corner here will let you resize. I'm not going to do that right now. You can also turn this into a table, which would then turn into flashcards for my friend who likes flashcards. Okay, I'm actually going to show you a little tool that I use here. When I go into the home ribbon, see this backwards P button? That's like a paragraph button. I don't know what it's called, but it shows you all the different markings in here. So all these little dots in here are all the spaces that have been imported with the file. If I hit tab, that's what that looks like. That's what that little arrow is. Anyways, I just like seeing how things are spaced out on my page. So turning these into flashcards, let's do that now. I want to highlight everything I have here. So I'm just gonna select this and scroll down. That's one way to select everything. If you have multiple pages though, that gets kind of onerous. So the other thing you can do is use a keyboard shortcut. Control A will highlight all of your content. So I just use Control A. Oh, actually, you know what? I just realized I'm going to want to make these longer because some of our sequences, maybe not these ones, but some of our sequences are going to be 3 icons and you want them all in a line, right? So let's change this layout. We'll change the orientation to landscape. Okay, so Control A, we're highlighting everything. We are on a landscape page now. Everything's a little bit wider. And what we're going to do is going to insert table, and I'm going to convert text to table. And when I hit OK, what's going to happen is each of those spaces have now turned into a box in this table. See? So what I'm actually going to do is just erase, highlight, right click, delete columns, all of those empty columns. I don't know why it does this, but it's fine. It's just 2 steps to get rid of those empty columns. Again, usually I have a little bit more, like more, I have a few more words, and then also, there we go. And then I also have words that are three button sequences, 3 icon sequences. So yeah, that's how I do that. The other thing that I do often is I change these, the font. Actually, this is not a bad font, but my favorite font currently is Century Gothic because the A, I'm just going to A's and Q's and G's are A, Q, and G. Those are all kind of more like the written letter as opposed to, when you use some fonts and it has that weird A with the hat. Anyways, so Century Gothic is what I use. And then actually, if you do highlight that column and make them really big, this is a great way to work on sight words as well. So that is how you make flashcards or anything else, but that's how you get the icon sequences out of Nuvoice into a usable format, and then you can kind of do anything from there. So I hope that was informative. I hope that was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions.